Hello fellow book nerds, today we're going to be talking about Ace of Spades. Today's video is a review of Ace of Spades by Faridah Àbíké-Íyímídé. So if you don't know, I review new releases every month and this one is a new release in June. It just came out a couple weeks ago and we're going to be talking about it. I'm so excited. The book is about private school, so I was trying to get my best private school vibe. It's incredibly hot, but we're sticking with it anyway. And a bit tired. I think I gained some weight since I bought this anyway. We're fine. Ace of Spades is a YA thriller pitched as Gossip Girl meets Get Out, and we follow Devon and Chimaka, who are both the only black students at Clifton, I think it's called. Or there are two books about private schools, but whatever. They're the only black students at this private, very well respected school, and Chimaka is the it girl, the prefect, always got good grades, really popular, and Devon is a little bit of a nobody, but he really wants to pursue his music career, and both of them are very promising students. Like, she wants to go to Yale, he wants to go to Juilliard, so they have very high aspirations. This is their senior year, so Chimaka is chosen to be the head girl, which is expected and what she always wanted, and then Devon somehow gets to be a prefect, which was not what he expected because no one knows him, and it's a bit of a popularity contest. But there's a little bit of a spanner thrown into their final year where they start getting messages from this person called Aces, and the messages talk about all of their very private business, let's call it, and threaten to expose their secrets. Slowly they realize that the two of them are the only people targeted by Aces, and they're trying to figure out what they have in common, how they selected this person, and what's happening, and they're trying not to let that ruin their senior year. So I read this and I really enjoyed it. I must say, I thought it was a good thriller. I definitely get the Gossip Girl meets Get Out vibes. If that's what you want, that's what you're gonna get. But as you know, in this reviews, we try to go a little bit deeper and go, in sections, so we know what we're all talking about. So firstly, I'm going to discuss writing, and I must say the writing was really good. I was especially impressed by how the author managed to give Chimaka and Devon such different voices, and they definitely felt like distinct people with distinct personalities and thoughts, so that when it was either of their point of view, I felt like I knew who was speaking and it felt distinct. Though also the writing was really good in terms of creating tension. I was stressed for like half the book, but my insides were clenching, just so stressed for the characters, and I don't know what it was, but it must have been something to do with the writing as well, to create this atmosphere and this stress and this high tension. So the writing, I would say, was really well done. I think this is a debut, so I'm really impressed and I had no complaints about it. Now let's jump into plot, which is the more interesting bit. So the book does start out a little bit slow. I think around the 60% mark is where it takes a little bit of a turn. I didn't dislike the first bit. I thought it was really good at what it was trying to do. I recently did a review of the 5 Reasons to Read When No One Is Watching, which is another thriller, and that one also is very slow in the beginning, but the purpose there is to build this dread very slowly, and definitely this book also does that. It builds this feeling of uneasiness as the messages and the secrets that are being uncovered get more and more severe, and we're kind of trying to piece together what's it going to be, why is this person doing this, what they're going to do next. We know that each of the characters has a lot to hide and has things they don't want coming out, and that's why we're really stressed for them. We really keep thinking, oh no, don't let that come out. Every time we learn something new from the characters, we're worried we're gonna learn it from Aces very soon. And I think the second half was really high stakes. It felt, like I said, extremely anxious. You really were there with the characters, experiencing what they were experiencing, even if you went through nothing similar at all. It definitely had that feeling of just doom and gloom, and you just really can empathize with how hard this must be for these characters and scared of how far this is gonna go. I don't want to give anything away, but there were definitely plot points where they were trying to get out of the situation they were in, and you just feel like every institution and everyone and everything is just against them, and you like have this dread, and the characters also express this dread and this like hesitation to trust anyone, and I definitely felt that as well. So I think the plot was really interesting. I think towards the end especially it got very interesting, definitely where the Get Out bits come in. So if that's what you're looking for, you're definitely gonna find it. The Get Out connection was very strong, which I was really impressed by, because sometimes, you know, publishers can pitch certain books as X meets X, but this book is truly Gossip Girl meets Get Out. And you know, in Gossip Girl it's not just the texting, but it's also, you know, the rich people, the rich lifestyle, the preppy school, you know, all of that. And then Get Out definitely gets into that systematic racism and all of those topics. So perfect blend. I really enjoyed it. I did think it was a very long book for a thriller. I just read a different thriller. It's set in a private school before it, and it was like 200 pages shorter, and definitely read way faster. So it was a little bit long, but like I didn't mind it that much. Like as long as you prepared to maybe have a bit of a slower start, it's not like a murder mystery, it's more like just like a suspense novel, then you probably will be okay. Okay, then let's talk about characters. So, like I already said, I think the voices of the characters were very distinct, and the characters themselves were just so different, such different people. And I liked that neither of them was perfect or not flawed, especially Chiamaka. I think she was definitely not a great person in some aspects. Not saying she deserves anything that comes her way, but like she was not a perfect human being. Like she still had flaws. Like she's a rich girl, so she had flaws of, you know, a little bit of that hubris, a little bit of that I'm better than you. Even after the whole book, and she had definitely some character growth, you still could see like the core of her, which was not perfect, but that made her really human and made me really empathize with her, because she seemed like a real person with flaws, at the same time such powerful and strong personality, and like I really wanted her to get whatever it is that she wanted. So I really enjoyed her. And then Devon is like a very different character from that, not in just his circumstances. So he is a scholarship student, and he comes from like the poor part of town, and he's definitely like, his mom is struggling with like paying the bills and all of that, and he's has a little bit of a connection to the gangs in his area. So that's definitely like completely different. But also as a person, he's very much like a quiet kid, very kind person, very like keeps to himself. So it's like two completely different people, and he's also probably not perfect. And again, I like how different they were. I did find it a little frustrating how long it took them to work together or like get together and like discuss the situation. I mean, surely if you're the only two people targeted by a bully that knows all your secrets, you would like jump at the opportunity to discuss with the other person just to see like and compare notes. But they were like really slow to do it. But once they started working together, I actually really enjoyed it, and I think they had really good chemistry together. Was very much like Chiamaka's dominant personality and Devon's like quiet fortitude was really funny to see together, and I really enjoyed it. We do have like a bit of the secondary characters, and I was really like surprised with how little they had to do. For the pre-order campaign, I think there were like character cards and stuff, and the author made like a post on Twitter about each secondary character as well as primary characters. And like, for example, Chiamaka's friends, like the two girls, like they literally had one line in that whole book. Like, I don't really understand. They're not big characters at all. There are of course other characters that definitely are, and I enjoyed them, I guess. I like how complex they were, and I definitely liked seeing different sides of them. Again, not great people, but oh well. So lastly, I normally talk about themes, and there are just so many in this book, and the themes are the point. So I don't know if I want to like discuss them in depth, but here are some things that are discussed in the book. So if you are interested, you can pick it up. So definitely racism is a really big one, especially like systematic institutional racism. Eugenics comes into it, power dynamics between different people and institutions and like culturally, and also like how hard it is to get out of a cycle of poverty with Devon and his home situation. I like how it was about the institution, not just like the it was like macro scale, not like small scale. No, macro is small, big. It definitely looked a lot of different themes, and I'm just feeling like what am I gonna tell you about them without spoiling the book? And like, that was the point. But yeah, I guess I can just tell you my overall thoughts. I did really think this was good, especially the element of thriller. I think that's where people could get tripped up if they come with wrong expectations. I just wanted to like kind of put the right expectations out there. It is a thriller, but it's a little bit more of a suspense. When I think thriller, I think more like domestic thrillers or someone got murdered, whatever. But this is more like a suspense novel where we build that feeling of dread, and we know there's someone's out there for the main characters, but there's no like murder investigation or anything like that. But yeah, it was really good in that aspect. I really enjoyed like being in the private school and like the dynamics of that. Like, I've never been to a private school, so I don't know what it is like. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this book. I thought it discussed the themes that it tackled in such a good way, where you really just cannot help but empathize with the characters and what's happening is so horrific. Not that anyone wouldn't want to sympathize with them because they're going through some really bad things. But anyway, the author did a really good job of conveying that and of bringing you in and making you want to just keep reading because it's just so good. So yeah, I ended up giving it 4.5 stars. I think it might have been 5 on Goodreads, maybe, I'm not sure. But personally, I would really recommend this if you feel like you need a suspense novel, nice thriller, read a little bit about rich kids, but definitely bear in mind the social commentary here and that it's going to be more of a thought-provoking book, and if that's what you're looking for, definitely the right place. Again, if you want a little bit of Gossip Girl, a little bit of Get Out, perfect for this. Very well pitched book. I really would recommend it. Alright, so thank you for watching the video. If you want more reviews, like I said, I do them monthly. You can also vote on the book that you want me to review because I talk about new releases coming out every month. So if you want to stay up to date with that, I would subscribe. If you read the book, let me know what you thought about it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you think I should have brought some points up that I didn't? Let me know everything in the comments down below, please. If you like the video, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps me out. But that's it from me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!